If we could all please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our next order of business will be to administer the oath of office to our elected board members. So I am going to start with you, Ms. Olds. If you could please rise and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties as a Board of Education member to the best of your ability?
I do.
And next up is Mr. Palermo. If you would please rise and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties as a Board of Education member to the best of your ability?
I do. And I will. With your fancy pen?
Sign right here. You can sign with your
No,
pen.
no,
They
yes,
all
sure.
work the same.
Right here.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right. And as our next order of business, I would take a nomination for the election of the president of the board.
I would like to nominate Kate Madigan, please.
Any other nominations?
You need a second.
I'm sorry, do we have a second?
A second.
Any other motions, nominations? Okay, go in order. Start with Mrs. Folds.
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
No.
Mr. Palermo?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
And Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
And Mrs. Manning?
Yes. Thank you.
I will now swear in the board president, although I took out my reminder page.
I have one here if you need it.
All right. If you could please rise and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that you will faithfully discharge the duties as the Board of Education president to the best of your ability?
I do. Right here?
Yep. I'm sorry.
Right here, okay.
Very
Thank you.
happily hand over the
Thank
gavel.
you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And you skip and shuffle.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I think that's all the crazy stuff. Okay. We're gonna move on then to, A8.
Mrs.
Or-
Madigan, I would like
yes.
to make a motion to approve both A8, 9, and 10, please.
Perfect, I'll take that if I can have a second, please. Mrs. Allen? Okay, any questions about this group? I'm assuming that Mr. Palermo is flipping through pages as quickly as possible.
I did already, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
If there's no questions, go ahead.
All right. Mr. Palermo?
Yes.
Mr.
Right on the
Price?
spot.
Yes.
Mrs. Damon?
Yes?
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Foltz?
Yes.
And Mrs. Manning?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. All right, committees. Give me a second while I flip through this. Here's that.
Yep,
Let me see it,
you may.
please, thank you. Okay.
And then I included in the packet
Oh, perfect.
last year's
Great.
as a reference.
Okay, before we get started with this, and, Mr. Palermo's, this is his first experience, but, thank you. The feedback that I got last year was that the entire board as a policy committee possibly didn't work as well for everyone. So I'm just, before we start assigning, I'm just looking for a little bit of feedback on, we did a year as the entire board, do we wanna do that again? Do we wanna go back to 3 people? I know we had said that we would talk about it at this point, so I'm just wondering what the thoughts are.
What's the, I guess, maybe this is, what's the, load look like for this coming year? Like, I know the first couple of years there was a lot of review. Is that, do we have a sense of how much review is needed for the year ahead?
So I think, yeah, the first 2 years of my term, we, as the policy committee, were going through and reviewing all of the policies, and we've gotten them up to where they needed to be updated. This past year, it was more, I'll say, maintenance. As Erie One or our legal team has provided updates, I would send those updates out. I think pretty soon we need to start having a conversation about working through those again. Just there's so many of them that we powered through in the better part of 18 months, maybe closer to 2 years. All of the policies, which was pretty big lift for the committee, where if we start a little earlier and start to review them, we might not have to be so burdened with the same volume. But besides that, it would just be regular maintenance. Every once in a while, Erie One sends up some updates that say X, Y, and Z. Take a look at those. So those could come as early as quarterly. This past year, some of the quarterly updates from Erie One did not include any policy changes. So there was not a lot policy-wise to. Once you keep them maintained, it's not terrible. It's just if you let them go, like your lawn, then it's hard to catch up.
Thoughts? I think they're just all digesting the lawn.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable keeping it, but if it's the will of the board, then.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I mean, I've never sat through a policy, committee before, so I don't know what you're going through, but we can change it if it seems to be aggressive or onerous. After the fact, we could change that. later
Yep,
on, right?
yeah, so it used to be 3, and then we went to the whole board this last time, and that put, instead of the individual discussion, just like the mini group, then it was the whole group during a board meeting. But I know that it wasn't, it was the first year that we'd done this, so we were gonna have a discussion just to see if it worked, if it didn't work. I'm fine with, again, whatever the will of the board is, so just looking for some feedback.
Did you guys think it worked before, or was it too much?
At the organizational meeting last year, the thought had been put out on the table of talking quarterly, like touching base quarterly to say, was that load acceptable, or should we reconvene and switch it back to being a smaller committee, and we didn't do that. So not that there's any harm that we didn't do that, but we're just having this conversation now, and we thought maybe we would have it more regularly. I think it just came up as a suggestion to kind of keep tabs on what that looked like and how everyone was feeling about it, so just worth mentioning that to have maybe more frequent conversation. I noticed that, I mean, I tend to look at them a little bit more closely because I was more invested in that task before, so I noticed that I was maybe feeding back to the group some questions or some thoughts or some, you know, whether it was as simple as a grammar error or something bigger, but, I will do whatever the will of the board is, cause I don't think it's a hill to die on if we stick with the whole board again.
We could do a quarter check-in though this time and
Sure.
set that if you want. That would also give Mr. Palermo an opportunity to kind of be involved if he
Sure.
wasn't on the committee. Does that work?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll keep the same for now.
I'll work on getting a schedule.
Perfect, thank you. Okay. Mrs. Dingman had mentioned that she would like to be on the collective bargaining group. Is there anyone else that is on a committee now that would like to stay, would like to change? We're obviously, I don't know if anyone else is interested in collective bargaining, but we do need to, you know, try to put Mr. Palermo on something uncomfortable, so.
It might be easier to say, is there anybody that's on a committee right now that wants to change? And then, if, like, nobody wants to change, that's less things, like, you know what I mean?
Yep,
And then Mr. Palermo could fill in.
well, so
Well,
he,
I'm thinking the PTA might not be, like, doable for him, but,
we did talk earlier and he thought that maybe the communications and community relations would be an opportunity for him, if one of you would be interested in, moving to a different committee, and that might fill in like something like PTA or something like that. Or Mrs. Decker was on the community center board, so, is that possible if we could put?
Yeah, I could
Okay,
do something else.
PTA,
Yeah, I'll do the PTA.
okay,
a little in the building.
Yeah.
I would like to stay on collective bargaining. I didn't have an opportunity to participate this past year, so I would like to stay there.
This year it's CSEA, isn't it, Mr. Bernard?
Yes, CSEA will be up this school year, that's correct.
Okay. I would like to remain on.
so we need to work that out, or we need to change that to 2 members.
well, there's 2 members on it now.
I finished up the teachers negotiations last year to give Kim an opportunity, which she's had this past year. With CSEA, I think it'd be advantageous to have just from some things that have occurred in the past, start off on the right foot with that.
So I didn't have an opportunity to be a part of that this year, just to be clear.
Okay, let's skip over to community center board for a second. Do we have anyone interested in?
I can if nobody wants to.
How
Or
often is
Mr.
that?
Palermo.
Once monthly? I will, I'm new, I will attend if you guys
So,
want to.
Mr. Palermo, you're also open to contacting another board member if you can't make it, and we, you know, at
Oh,
one
I
point.
like that, okay.
Yeah, you're gonna wanna call Mr. Joyce first. So,
I'll do
yeah, so if you were to do that, they, meet once a month, and the good thing is Mr. Welcher is also there, so if there's some reason, he does a good job of updating too, so,
Okay.
is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Third Thursday, 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
When he shows up at 7, it was on camera that you said 6 o'clock, so.
And I wrote it down.
Right. Okay, anybody else wanna make changes?
So then there's an additional spot on the finance or budget.
Oh, yes, thank you.
And I would like to join that.
Okay,
Thank you. Unless anyone else.
If there's more than one, I could always hop off.
I'd like you on.
Okay.
You don't get to do that, Mrs. Foltz.
I'm not taking her place.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
All right, so we just need to work out the collective bargaining.
And we're not set to start yet, so, like, today. So if that requires,
A conversation.
like, at the next meeting or something
Okay.
for finality.
All right, maybe there could be a conversation outside of this meeting today for that, okay? All right, let's move on. Do we really need to move to adjourn, or can we just
You
move?
can just keep going.
All right, fantastic. Mr. Palermo, I lied to you, we're not gonna do the pledge again.
It's my favorite.
That's why it's got its own separate page there in your binder. I'm assuming that there was no one that signed in and left, so we'll move on to Mr. Norman for the MVPs.
Yes, thank you. Just a little shorter this month. June is such a busy time for everybody. But there were 10, and I wanted to read one that came. It's kind of a combined one for 4 folks that are up on that list that are all members of our self-contained classroom. And this one came from a parent. So this is to Rebecca Hokinson, Jalen Flynn, Jenna Egner, and Kathy Kruel, who are our teachers in our staff in our self-contained elementary classroom. These ladies have gone above and beyond in every way possible. They are rock stars for the special needs community at Kyler. My child is already saying how much they are going to miss each one of them, from daily toileting to routines to patience to pure love each one of them have for all the students. It would be doing a disservice not to recognize Ms. Hokinson's classroom efforts and hard work in ensuring parents like me can breathe easy while their kiddos are at school.
Great. I think that's our first group one, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little
Great.
group one, and for, I think it's important to note that classroom was new this year. The creation of that class, some of those students were either in some of our other classrooms or out of district last year. So kind of a new model for our staff, and they really stepped up to the plate, and obviously that family felt very supported for their child, so it was great.
Thank you. All right, moving on to the minutes of the regular meeting from June 17th. Could I have a motion, please? Mrs. Folds in a second. Thank you, Mrs. Kaiser. Any questions, corrections?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Just I guess a follow-up question on D247. We kind of spoke a little bit.
So we're just on the minutes so far.
Oh, yes, I'm
Okay.
getting ahead of myself.
No, I just was like, D2, where are you reading?
Sorry, I was not listening to the motion, I apologize.
That's okay. Do you have any questions about the minutes?
No, I don't.
Okay, perfect. All right, any other questions? Okay, all in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, perfect, moving on. Could I have a motion for some or all of the consent agenda, please, Mrs.
I
Allen?
want to hold consent of these 1 through 5.
Okay, so the motion is D 1 through 5. Could I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Dingman. Mrs. Allen, do you have any
Now, I have a
questions?
question, please, on D247.
Okay. Let's get back there really quick. Okay.
We had just discussed a little bit prior as to what the status of this position is, because it wasn't clear.
New position, probationary position, full-time position, mainly housed in the elementary building, going to be housed, be a 10-month position.
So full-time and not substitute.
Correct. Yes, this particular person has served as a substitute for us previously. There's been some increased medical needs, specifically at our elementary school. and this provides the most flexibility for us while providing the greatest coverage for some of the increased medical needs.
So 2 in elementary.
1 in the high school. Yeah, but this LPN will serve district-wide, we'll be able to support both sets of buildings. It also provides some additional supports when we have field trips or one of the nurses is out of the district for any reason. This person can still function in that office while still having an RN in the other office.
Other questions? Are you ready?
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes.
Mr. Palermo?
Yes.
Mrs. Folds?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes. If you don't mind, can we take this time just to, for your 2 retirements? I see that you're, I'm missing maybe the one principal that would speak and know if.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll be a little more appropriate when we get closer.
So like maybe next meeting then, if we wanna do that?
Yeah,
Just some people are missing to speak about.
right,
I wasn't sure.
the
Okay.
retirement's not effective until January, so that person's still gonna
Okay.
hold their classroom at the start of the year. So I think maybe, when Mr. Taylor's
Okay.
is back, we can hit that
Okay,
with the proper recognition. Same with Jeff Wright.
okay, perfect, thank you. All right, we'll move on to new business, please. Have a motion, please.
I'd like to make a motion A1 through 11, please.
All right, the motion is E1 through 11. Mrs. Folds, thank you. All right, questions on this group?
Just yes, please,
Yeah.
E1, I did question a couple of things related, the term annual in this section, but unfortunately I didn't have time to go back and look at the responses. But I did notice, I think it was 8260, can we continue to redline any changes in policies so that they're very clear? I think that was the only one they're supposed to have been
That wasn't?
correct.
Yeah, I think I denoted in my transmittal that
It was just.
the change there was from PTA to
the
PTO.
acronym. Okay.
Yes.
Other questions?
And then E2 for discussion. Schedule.
Are you talking about the dates or the times? We'll talk at the times later if that's
Okay.
okay. This will just be for the dates.
Sure.
Other questions? When you're ready.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser?
Yes.
Mrs. Folds?
Yes.
Mr. Palermo?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes?
Mrs. Allen?
Yes.
And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes. Thank you. Okay. Financial reports?
No.
Just
Too
yes,
early.
one.
financial, yes, there's the budget transfer report.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
read the-
you're asking for the financial, a motion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Mrs. Ding, are you giving me one?
Yes?
Okay, perfect. Can I have a second for F1, please? Mrs. Folds? There's a lot of paper here, so don't make me screw up. Okay, questions about this?
I lost my sticky, that's why.
When you're ready.
Mrs. Allen?
Me?
Yes.
Sorry for the side conversation. Yes.
Mr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mr. Palermo?
Yes.
Mrs. Dingman?
Yes?
Mrs. Folds?
Yes.
Mrs. Kaiser? And Mrs. Madigan?
Yes. Damon and Folds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, administrative reports, any questions? Okay, perfect.
Mr. Gorman?
Yeah, busy, end of the year. Again, as I had put in my transmittal course, updated enrollment information from the end of the year. Still waiting on hard numbers for UPK enrollment for the fall, and in addition to that, kindergarten numbers. Sometimes we see an increase in kindergarten from UPK because not everybody sends their children to a full day of UPK, so sometimes we'll gain a handful of kiddos at the kindergarten level coming into kindergarten. So we got an early jump on our UPK enrollments this year, and we haven't, there's just not a lot of numbers there right now. So, we would expect to see an overall reduction a little bit, just a deficit from our graduating class, 65, net loss down to whatever the, call it 25 or so at the UPK level at this point, right? So a net loss somewhere in the 30 to 40 range, probably closer to 30 by the time you add in kindergarten kiddos. But I had somebody reach out yesterday with 2 new enrollments. This is a really influx kind of the time of the year. Most families kind of wait till summer before making those shifts. So sometimes it's outs, sometimes it's ins. I've seen a couple of houses go up for sale in the village and community. So hopefully the people that buy those houses have families, bring their kids, school age kids here. Attendance rates have never been the major issue. It's right now we're just kind of continuing to monitor those enrollment numbers. So provided for you folks the advisory board for 26-27 at the community center, showing that absent of the Board of Education person, that the advisory board is full for this coming year. Regents data is out there. I don't want to get into a lot of specifics on that right now. We're still kind of unpacking a lot of it. So some highlights, some things to improve on, right? And that's what we spend a lot of our summer doing is unpacking some of that data and then planning for what it might look like to put some improvement together with that, set some goals, realistic paths forward. And then of course, our capital project update and the ongoing project, we really ramped up. Graduation, of course, was Friday night, June 26th. These folks were ripping and roaring on Monday, the 29th. They were ready, they were chomping at the bit. And anybody that tried to get onto campus on our parking lot and asphalt or in our hallways starting the 29th surely saw that, and I'm sure you saw that when you came in today. So the community center pool, you see a picture of that there. That is just wrapping up. They're balancing the ductwork at this point, and then we're going to be able to start filling the pool while they're tiling the deck. So we're moving forward on that. Pretty high-tech, spacey architectural design there. Simulates water, the ripples in the ceiling there. Of course, you see all of our asphalt work, paving work. We're trying to communicate out to the powers that be. Anytime there's going to be traffic flow patterns this summer, we have summer school and our summer event programming is going on, and some of it is going to necessitate changes in traffic pattern. Just as one's getting reapplied, it's going to be closed, so you're going to have to go in a different way, and so it's going to kind of be week by week. You see these mountains of we milled everything up. We're reusing the millings. It's a really good cost savings for the district. It's a good use for those things. W.D. Malone does outstanding work. We have no concerns on timeline for them completing that work. They're ahead of schedule already. Next picture, serving line in the elementary, so of course, even though we have an elementary summer program, all the food service this summer is out of our high school, because we are demoing not the kitchen area, the serving line area, the tile, the serving line equipment is all coming out right now. It doesn't look like that, so this was July 2nd, it doesn't look like that today. There's already, more stuff is out of there, so that work is scheduled to take just about all of the summer. And then they'll have new lines, new electric, new serving line will be in place mid-August, in time to get those food programs going for our littles. Then you see just some pictures of, the next picture is of an elementary classroom, right? So we emptied those classrooms out. We have, was it 26 total elementary classrooms are getting a full demo, floor, HVAC, casework, ceilings, the whole gamut. So that one with that big little box in the middle, that's the heating unit that was in the classroom underneath the windows. Those things are coming out. They've already started and almost completed 9 of those rooms. 17 of them are looking just like what that picture looks like right now. Because we're able to get an early start with those 9 rooms, we're pretty confident that the 17 will get done as early as mid-August. And then we're gonna get teachers back into those classrooms. They're gonna be chomping at the bit because they have to unpack everything and then set their rooms up, which anybody that's an elementary teacher knows on a year-to-year basis without complete demo is a workload, and then the uncertainty of having your room completely demoed. They are excited because there's additional storage going into those classrooms, and any elementary teacher knows there's always a shortage of storage. Kudos to Pat Davenport and his team. They came up with a plan. The original plan was to store all those 17 classrooms in portable storage units outside for the summer, and then bring them back in when those rooms were done. Pat's crew came up with using our elementary gym and gridding it off, so each classroom has their own 10 by 10 square. So we have our own access to those things now. They're not in a non-temperature controlled storage unit, so the crayons won't melt in the summer. Like true and honest concerns that we would have for opening day, we are just in a better spot with that, so kudos to Pat and his team for that. And then of course the last picture is what the high school hallway looks like right now. Carpets out, lockers out, they're in the middle of grinding down the concrete, and we're going to have that terrazzo, which is in the middle school and in the high school entryway, that kind of epoxy poured finish terrazzo stone is going to be going in all the hallways of the high school, and it'll blend right into the high school science wing, which already has that as well. It's much better maintenance wise, much better cleanliness wise. Those carpets suck up a lot of things that nobody wants to talk about, so terrazzo is just a much hardier program for that. So that'll take a chunk of the summer as well. These projects get going the first day they can, and they want to stretch that out right to the very last minute. So we're hoping that they can stay ahead of pace, so that we can open up.
Thank you.
So, questions on the project or feedback on any of that?
Okay. Before we move into exec, I just wanna go back to talk about the meeting schedule and the start time. So we had discussed potentially moving up, the meeting for this upcoming school year. And so I know that, there was some confusion whether we had locked into that or not, but the idea that was thrown out was a 5:30 PM start. Looking to see what everybody thinks about that. Is that doable, not doable? I know that, I believe at the next meeting or the following meeting, we'll have our student representative, so that would, one of the two, okay?
Yeah, probably not until September.
Okay.
So two meetings, maybe 3, depending on if there's a new higher meeting.
Okay, so feedback on that, what do we, Is that,
It would work for me.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable.
She's like, it does.
So two things, I assumed that we weren't gonna stick with 6:30, so 6 o'clock would work better for me. But also, I thought at this meeting last year, when it would have been our first year with a student member, that we discussed that if they play sports, we wanted to allow them to have enough time to like go and get something to eat or whatever they needed to do before they came back to school. Perhaps I'm not remembering that correctly, but I'm putting it on the table for conversation, so.
no, I think you're remembering correctly. I think,
I thought
think-
we had talked about moving up, cause they could come right from practice if they weren't drivers.
Right,
Well-
because they wouldn't have a time to go home and then come
Right,
back, so it'd almost be seamless for them, because they're done by 5, I think you said 4:45, correct?
Usually like 5:15, 5:30,
Yeah.
so like,
Yeah, by 5:30 from practice.
we also didn't have a, alternates, I guess I would say. So now this year, you know, I don't know what the plan is as far as if all students are coming every time or one and switching out,
Two,
but I think.
the plan would be to bring two and have
Per
them,
meeting.
allow them to rotate through with each other.
So,
That's what I talked to them about.
so I think you're right that we had that discussion, does that mean that you could not make 5:30 work?
I will not be able to make 5:30 work sometimes, so if that's what the will of the board is for 5:30, then I'll just get here when I can.
And 6 works for me as well.
Yeah, 5:30, 6 o'clock would work
6
for
is
me
fine.
too. I don't have a problem.
6 is fine,
Yeah,
that's
we
easy.
could do 6.
Can you do 6? Are you comfortable with 6?
I'm comfortable with 6, yeah. I have kids that play sports and I'm driving, so it's just. But if I'm the only, please don't make the change just for me, I will just not be able to be here at 5:30 every meeting.
So, we'll put it at 6, and we can make adjustments, it's not, you know, set in stone, so, all right, we'll make that, to 6 o'clock. Okay, I would take a, motion to move into executive for a particular personnel matter, please. Mrs. Folds, second, Mrs. Kaiser, thank you guys.
Does anyone not matter about it?
Oh, yeah.